worldly pleasures. All right. So, as we know that tomorrow is Purim, which makes today Taanis Esther. I actually want to tell you that we're somewhat lucky here in Tzfas. Normally, we have to keep Purim for 2 days because it is a suffix. But because of the way that Purim falls out this year on Friday, so it is not, we only do Purim on Friday, and that's it. In Jerusalem, there's certain things that they do on Sunday. They don't do Megillah on Sunday. They only do, I think they do a Sudas Purim. And
Megillah Friday, they do the Al Nisim on Shabbos, and they do the Suda on Sunday.
So they do Al Nisim on Shabbos? So they do Megillah on Friday.
Al Nisim on Shabbos and Suda Machnas Havyanim on Sunday.
And what about Mishal Chmonis?
Sunday.
Sunday. So Sunday they do all the partying. Friday they do the reading, right? And we do everything on Friday. That's it. This is the 1 year or one type of year that in Tzfas we just get to do 1 day of Purim and we're done. As far as I understand, we don't do it.
No, Sunday we have Purim. Press, but it's on. What do you call it? The second day of Purim.
Well, it's not really the second day, so it's really the third day of Purim.
Third day. Of Purim.
Yeah. Because Purim is really meant to be on Friday in regular places in Jerusalem and places like that. It's supposed to be on Shabbos. But since you cannot do it on Shabbos, then we do it then. Anyways, Purim is a very interesting holiday. Purim is a holiday that began. Why do we celebrate Purim? Right? You know, there's a famous saying that every Jewish holiday goes like this. They tried to kill us. We won. Let's eat.
Oh yeah.
As a hobby.
And Purim is actually the only situation where that's actually true. Purim is the only holiday where they literally tried to kill us.
And Chanukah.
No, they didn't try to kill us on Hanukkah. In Hanukkah, they tried to force us. In Hanukkah, they tried to force us to join their pagan way of life. And there were Jews that joined them, and the Jews that joined them were fine. They weren't trying to kill the Jews. They were trying to change the Jews, spiritually assimilate the Jews into their culture.
Interesting.
Right? Pesach as well. The Egyptians tried to enslave us. They didn't try to kill us. They tried to enslave us. Right?
Alter said the same thing, though, that on purpose they would have tried to go into
there are commentaries, and it's important to know, you know, when a Chassid learns Chassidus, he thinks that that's everything, and there is no other explanation. But that's exactly right. That's exactly. It says it in Chassidus. What happens if Chassidus itself says two explanations and explains each explanation, how each one's differently kim chayim, and each one is accurate? So it does too. Anyways, the point is, there are different explanations. The simple story of Purim, they were dead. That's it. They're dead. If they wanted to, the Jews, no matter what, they were dead. A little bit very similar, unfortunately, to the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a situation where they killed the Jews no matter what, right? As a matter of fact, if you had a grandfather that was Jewish, even if you were following Catholicism for 2 generations, they'd find you, they'd kill you. That's it, right? And it's actually the holiday. Purim is the holiday that celebrates triumph over anti-Semitism. It's true. Anti-Semitism, which is this burning hatred to just get rid of the Jews. Just get rid of them. Why would you want to just get rid of the Jews? Huh? Why?
There's certain hatred that just bases hatred.
The truth is, if you look around the world, there is a spiritual battle between humanity and the Jews. There's a spiritual battle between humanity against the Jews. What does that mean? The human race is actually an animal just like any other animal, right? We're a Homo sapien. You ever heard of that terminology? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody calls me a homo. I say, you're a homo. I say, you're right. I'm a Homo sapien. Anyways, we as human beings are a member of the animals. And the animals have nature and they roam free. They run around the forest. They eat whatever they eat and they get eaten sometimes. And there's like this, you know, if you ever see some of the indigenous cultures that There are a few places in the world where they still have the indigenous cultures. They live in the middle of the forest. They just, they eat other people. They eat whatever they want. This is actually the natural form of humanity. It is the natural form of humanity, is to be wild beasts like any other monkey, ape, gorilla. What are the other ones? It's true, by the way. Yeah. The Jewish nation brought to this world this reality that humans are beyond human nature. What's going on with you, man? What is it? Something.
I like that. It's like an extra tan movie.
Yo.
That's true. You got some more movie energy.
Anyways,
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Back to what we're saying. The human race or the human species is actually drawn to its natural formation. And its natural formation is to be a wild beast in the forest like any other animal. However, the Jewish nation has brought to this world a reality to tell the humans that no, we're not a regular animal. We have something within inside of us. We are possessed. We are possessed by something called the godly soul. And this godly soul will twist our arm and tell us that we have to be bigger, better than the rest of the world. The very fact that you as a human being feel that there is a morality that goes beyond your animalistic nature, that comes from the nation of Israel in some way or another, right? It comes from us. Whether it comes from the Bible, you read the Bible and you get that influence, right? It's actually a earth-shattering concept. But it's not just that you read the Bible. Some people, okay, so we'll read the Bible and we don't need the Jews, we'll read the Bible. You have to realize that the nation of Israel is not just, the nation of Israel is, it's not just that, we brought you the Bible and now good. No. The very existence of the nation in Israel will constantly push and pressure the rest of humanity to become bigger and better than a physical animal that they are as a Homo sapien. Now, the animal of the human being doesn't like that. It wants to fight that. It doesn't want to feel that it doesn't want to feel the pressure and the requirement to be better than an animal. It doesn't like that. And you know who stands in this way? The Jew. You ever heard of the Jew? The Jew. The Jew stands in the way of allowing humans to be animals. And humans naturally want to be animals. I'm serious. This is the truth. Why do you think it's the Jew? Because it's the Jew. The Jew was... This guy's laughing. What's so funny? It's not Purim yet. It's the Jew. Yeah, I'm serious. When God came down on Mount Sinai and gave the nation of Israel the Torah, he implanted with us this nature of constantly battling human nature. And that's, by the way, if you ever meet a secular Jew, you will find that the secular Jews, very often they'll get involved in secular activism. The religious Jews very often will get into religious activism, right? That's why it's so hard to maintain control in Israel, because Israel's a bunch of Jews, okay? And these Jews, we don't like to stand. We don't just like saying, this is the way it works. This is just the way it works, right? You go into some Goyish society, the Goyim, okay? You go into a Goyim society, they're like, this is the way we work. This is our tradition. This is our way of life. Don't bother us. That's it. We're a bunch of animals just living the way we always lived. Our parents taught us this way, everything. The Jews like, excuse me, that's not the way it should be. It should be better. It should be different, etc. Now, if the Jew is influenced from the Torah that we usually learn in the Talmud and in other places, so then they are breaking God's eternal, eternal, infinite energy into this world and making the human beings so much better that at some point the humans realize that, oh wow, these Jews are actually doing something. Right? Today, you have a scientist, they'll say, wow, look how many scientific discoveries came from the Jews. 40% of Nobel Prizes went to the Jews, right? What is the percentage of Jews in the world? 0.04%. So who does the math? 40% to 0.0%. How much was that?
0.01.
0.04 to 40%.
0.018.
Huh? Well, let's see. 0.4 would mean that we would be 10 times, right? So 0.4 would mean 100 times. So 0.04 would be 1,000 times. Many of the people that got the Nobel Prizes were not religious. They were Jews, but they were not religious. But why I'm not saying that the Nobel Prize is the barometer of Jewish influence. Okay, I'm just pointing out that Jews, in whatever field they are, they don't like the status quo, and they're constantly going to be battling to change reality for the better. Now, that being said, that very often triggers jealousy because other people are like, how come you're so successful? Trust me, as successful as Jews are, it comes with a price. Why does it come with a price? Because we don't have, a Jew by nature doesn't have the ability to be comfortable with life. Okay, you ever met a Jew? You met a Jew once? Always fetching, always complaining. It's true. Why the Jew always complaining? Because a Jew is not capable of being satisfied. He's not capable. Now, that being said, it's a double-edged sword. So on one hand, because we're not capable of being satisfied, we're constantly fetching. Ask a Jew how's life. Oy vey. Some Jews even fight that nature. If you ever find a positive Jew, they're super positive. Why? Because they flipped that. They said that because Jews are constantly we constantly don't like our status quo, so therefore we're constantly depressed and constantly worried and constantly trying to fix things. So the Jew says, we're not even going to allow that nature to be consistent. So we're going to flip it and we're going to be super excited. But even when they're super excited, they're not going to like the status quo, but they're going to be super excited. Yeah, we're going to change it. We're going to make a difference. We're going to, yeah. And then they're going to make, yeah. Yeah, they'll jump on. You see the Nachman guys jumping up. They go sneak into the house one time and look how they yell at their wives.
Hey, yo, what the? Yo.
I see it.
No. The whole day, the guys in the van jumping. Right? And he comes home to his wife. Dinner burnt. What's going on? Why is it not? It's not enough. It's not hot enough. It's too cold.
The bass isn't loud enough.
Huh? Jews. But it's not. By the way, it's not easy to be a Jew, right? I'm sure everybody here around the table, whether you grew up religious or secular, being a Jew is difficult. Very, very difficult, right? Because you're constantly pushed over the edge. Now, sometimes we're pushed over the edge by our own soul, and sometimes we're trying to push over the edge by the Nazis that literally pushed us over the edge of the cliff. Throw it right up. Pushed us over the edge, this guy's Again. This guy's smile is contagious. And I know how to. There you go. Anyways. Oh, yeah. Anyways, Purim. That's my new song, by the way. Anybody wants to learn it? Purim. What are you pouring on Purim? That's it. Anyways.
maybe you could sing with Nissan Black.
Listen, Black, yeah.
Release of the new album.
Released a new album. Anyways,
It's a young runner.
Purim, as I told you, Purim is the time where Haman decided he wanted us all gone. He's like, these Jews, if I want to live a life without guilt. By the way, you should know, if you actually, I don't know if you should or shouldn't, but if you ever look at some of Hitler's speeches, Hitler blamed the Jews for bringing the concept of morality to the world. He blamed us for bringing the concept of morality to the world. He said, we're destroying the world. There should be no morality, no ethics. It should just operate on whatever operates. He was a socialist, right? He was a national socialist. Nazi was a national socialist. And the socialists they were officially into production, right? Everything's about production. If it works, if it operates good, if not, kill them. I'm serious. Why do you think he wanted to kill anybody that was mentally impaired? He wanted to kill them. Why? Because they couldn't produce anything.
Homies with extra cronies.
Huh? Homies with extra cronies.
Hitler was trying to take them out, man.
He didn't try. He
Messed up.
took many of them out.
It's messed up.
Yeah. Anybody that was why? Because the nationalists or the socialists and the communists, you see till today, the North Korea, everything operates. It's almost like humanity is just part of a machine. Does the machine work well or doesn't work well? Just keep it going or not
morality.
going. It's not even subjective morality. There is no morality. Again, Hitler didn't like the Jews because we brought the concept of morality. He didn't want a concept of morality. He wanted a concept of functionality. If it functions, it's good. If it doesn't function, get rid of it. That is
Utilitarian ableism.
huh?
Maybe utilitarian ableism.
I don't know what that means. But again, there was many people, including Haman, by the way, including Hitler, and by the way, even today, you have people that push this poisonous ideology of functionality. Functionality basically means that if it works, it deserves to exist, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. As if I get to decide what works and what doesn't work, right? Meaning that me as a human being, I can decide that this works and this doesn't work. So that what? Again, we're not suggesting that you shouldn't function. Every person has to try to function. The thing is that a lot of people see a person, for example, is mentally retarded, so they say, hold on, he's taking from society, right? That person is they're just taking resources from society and they're not giving anything back. Why? Because they're measuring the value of a human being based on what they can give, the way they understand value. Yeah. There is a much deeper value system that we actually gain. We actually gain as human beings from these people, even if you might not understand how, you might not understand why, but they do gain, right? And this is something that the Jewish nation dared bring to the table, right? They're saying that there's an intrinsic value. Not only is there an intrinsic value to human life, but human life itself is something. It's a function beyond the rest of nature, right? The rest of nature has its ways of operating. A lion has its what do you call it? Its instincts, its characters. Its functionality. A cow has its functionality. A bee has everything in this world has a functionality except the human race. The human race is beyond functionality. It is actually the source of the reason for all functionality, right? If you, for example, ask the communists, they say, okay, so you want every society to operate properly. Why? So people could eat. Why? So people could sleep. Why? What's wrong? What if we just murdered everybody in the whole world? Right? He says it will be geschmack. For who? Huh? But if they're dead, they can't experience anything. So you're saying everybody exists, it's all misery. That's it. That's what who says? Huh? Yeah, that's what he says. Victor Frankl says life is all about suffering. It's suffering. Are you suffering? To a certain extent. Yeah. Somebody actually once, when I was in Australia, somebody once came to me and told me that they were suffering tremendously in life. And they wanted to take their own life. So they're asking my opinion, as if I'm, the master of life and death. I get to decide who should live and who should die. But he came to me. So I asked him a very simple question. I said, how do you know it's better on the other side? Couldn't answer the question. Yeah? Who says it's better on the other side? And then he became more depressed because, like, wow, it might even be worse on the other side.
No, wait.
What a Jew. Jew. Huh? Are you Jewish? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Maybe. Huh? Yes, it does say that. One moment in hell could actually match a full lifetime of pain and suffering in this world. The worst suffering, sorry. Anyways. Oy vey, what are we saying? So the Jews. Let's get to the Jews. Purim. Okay. Now, so Purim, we're celebrating starting tonight and tomorrow. We're celebrating the holiday where the Goyim wanted to kill all the Yidden. They want to kill all the Jews. Why do they want to kill the Jews? Because this barbarian called Haman, right? Hey man, right? They call him in English. They hey man, like hey man, how you doing? No? Huh? But Haman, he wanted there to be a dog eat dog world where everybody just fights with each other, against each other, for each other, just to try to get the best physical pleasurely gain that is possible to
Like Kanye.
I think that's how it works in today's society anyway. That's how they would like it to work. And then they complain that it doesn't. That's the way usually. They decided that that's how it should work. And then when it doesn't work out for them, they complain. Yeah. Welcome to Hollywood. Can I know that? It's not even Purim and everybody's laughing. Anyways, on the calendar, Purim is meant to be the most exciting holiday of the year. You're actually commanded to get drunk. You're commanded to get drunk. Can you believe that? Right?
Unbelievable.
I told it to a Muslim. He's like, I'm converting. That's it. I'm like, the Muslims like, we can't drink anything. I'm like, yeah, well, we have some days where we have to drink. He's like, yeah, I'm in. That's it.
No. You don't want a drunk Muslim.
You don't want a drunk
Muslim. Why they're not allowed to drink. Seriously.
Yeah. You know, in ISIS, they used to actually not they wouldn't take alcohol, but they took other intoxicants.
Yeah.
They used to take intoxicants to go to war so that they should be extra nuts.
What were they Assad was making it in his factories.
Yeah. Huh?
Well, it's not gas.
What's that? Dosa? What's dosa?
Dosa is like a tasty pancake item.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In India, they make a pancake called dosa.
It's delicious.
Yeah, dosa is a pancake in India.
Yeah.
What do they put inside?
Potatoes and spices.
No.
And the dosa?
No. I mean, what do they put inside?
Oh no, it's a drug-free. Purim.
Not the one they serve in Afghanistan.
No, I can't remember what they call it. That's grog.
No, there
Rock
used
what?
to be like a medieval sect of Muslims
Yeah.
who used to take this drug called hashish.
Hashish?
Oh yeah,
And they-
assassins.
they-
The assassins.
So they were called as hashishin, and they became what is called modern day assassin.
Assassin?
Assassin, the word
The
comes from
assassins.
hashishin.
They're
Huh?
like an assassin, you know?
An assassin?
Yeah.
Assassin comes from the word hashish.
Hashish.
Yeah, really?
Hashishin.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Hashish is a
'Cause
grass
they
in
used to
Persia.
they used to smoke hashish.
They
and then
used to take this drug,
Yeah.
and they were trained, skilled,
murderers.
murderers, and climb up buildings. And
Crazy,
they would
man.
take this drug before they go in.
I'm learning something new every day here.
Yeah, it's from a drug called hashish.
Hashish. Anyways, where are we holding? Where are we holding?
Purim.
Purim.
Haman tried to kill us.
We are
God.
commanded to get drunk tomorrow. It says,
Let's make it serious.
we even have a song about it. And the funny thing is I don't even know if people realize this, but in Israel, they go to the kindergartens and they sing this song. They sing this song. to the kids in kindergarten that you have a big mitzvah to get drunk on Purim.
Really?
I love when I hear it playing in the kindergartens. Ada ada lo yada, ada ada lo yada. You ever heard that song? Playing in the kindergartens? What does that mean? Chayavim libisumei. What does that mean? Man is required to drink up, to drink up, to drink up. Man is required to drink up, to drink up, to drink up. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. That's the song. It really is. That's the song. The song is, man, we should start singing it in English. Man is required to drink up, to drink up, to drink up. Man is required to drink up, to drink up, to drink up. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. That's the song. That's the song. It's a song. And they're playing it in the kindergarten. And all the kids are dancing. Chayavinish libisume, libisume, libisume. Chayavinish libisume, libisume, libisume. Ada de lo yada, ada de lo yada, ada lo yada. Ada de lo yada, ada de lo yada, ada. The kids don't know. The thing is that they sing it in Aramaic because it's actually quoted from the Talmud, which is in Aramaic, so the kids don't know what they're singing. So that's at least a little better, right? They don't know what they're singing. But we translated it for you guys here, right? It's a pretty rough translation. By the way, what I said, it might sound funny, but it's a pretty rough translation. Again, man is required to drink up, to drink up, to drink up, till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. Till he has no clue.
So why do you have to get drunk, Rabbi? What's the point?
Huh?
Why do you have to get drunk?
Why do we have to get drunk on Purim? That's a good question. Why?
Why can't we just sit and eat?
Why do we have to what?
Why can't we just sit and eat?
Yeah, why can't we just party with eat? Why are we required tomorrow to get drunk till we have no clue?
Let me try this.
Yeah, he's trying it. Go for it.
So the word Purim,
Yeah.
it means lotteries.
Yeah.
It's basically this idea of it's some level of it's a lesson about bitachon at some level. It's a lesson about randomness of the world and the way that Hashem operates. And so Haman, thinking that he was going to pick a time of low mazel for the Jews because of the probabilistic nature of the reality, he ended up picking a very high mazel. He picked what he thought was the death of Moshe Rabbeinu to annihilate the Jews. It ended up being also the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, which outweighs the death of Moshe Rabbeinu. Right?
Yeah.
And then you have Haman and Mordecai. Haman's supposed to be the really bad guy. Mordecai's supposed to be the really good guy. But it was Haman who brought out the essence of the Jews that allowed for the acceptance of the Torah. So you drink until you get to the point where you can't tell the difference morally between these two people because both are required to have the revelation of the acceptance.
Did you know the translation to the song?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Chayavinish lebisume, lebisume, lebisume. Adad lo yada, adad lo yada, adad lo yada. Yeah, so we translated it here as man is required to drink up, till drink up. Till he has no clue, till he has no clue, till he has no clue. No, does that work? Man is required to drink up till he has no clue. No, it's a good translation, no? Perfect translation. Right? Don't no, this is it. That's what the song is. I mean, they're playing it in the kindergartens. They're playing in the kindergartens. All the kids are singing. Anyways, I hope they're going to report me to the child welfare. Good luck. The whole Israel, they sing this. Even in the secular preschools, they're all singing this song. Even the secular preschools, they're all singing this song. They have no idea what they're singing. They're singing. Anyways, getting drunk is actually a very interesting concept. Okay, first of all, there is a concept that many people have trouble being truly joyous without drinking. It could be difficult, right? Why? Listen why. The anti-Semitism that tried to wipe us out, Purim is the triumph over that anti-Semitism. The core of anti-Semitism is the desire for this world to operate just on its regular natural forces, which could be pretty depressing, right? Everything just goes, and what goes around comes around. Just everything's constant. What's going on? Just going on. Natural selection, everything just selection.
Selective attrition.
Everything just goes and happens what it is, right? Listen. That is what? That is depressing, right? Comes Purim and says, listen, guys, this whole reality as we know it is bonkers, right? Whether you like it or not, it's bonkers, and everything's going bonkers, and that's that. And when you drink, you have that feeling. It's very interesting. When a person drinks and gets happy, it's not that you forget reality. As a matter of fact, when a person is drunk, very often they remember reality. They remember some of the struggles that they're going through. What drunk makes a person realize is that it's all bonkers anyways. The good, the bad, everything's just one bonkers, and you're just singing and dancing. What's bonkers? Because ultimately the infinite God created all this madness. And he created this because this is the most awesome, crazy concept that could have been. This whole reality that we know it is whacked. It's mishugah, right? It's beyond what any person could learn to accept, could learn to see, could learn to understand. That's that. And therefore, Purim comes to teach us this important lesson. That everything's bonkers, right? Good, bad, good, everything. Just party and dance that away and just realize. And by the way, Purim's lesson is actually that's the way you should live your whole life. Yes, you should try to thrive, and yes, you should try to make change, and yes, you should try to grow and everything. All that's good. But realize that there's a massive plan that's far beyond anything that you understand. And relative to that plan, all this stuff is all just bonkers. Right? The same way you feel when you're drunk, when you know of all your difficulties, you see all your difficulties, but yet they don't matter. It's just like, that's the way you should live your whole life. It's a deep, you want to sing? Sing in a microphone, we'll give you a microphone, we'll do it. Chayav inish lebesumei, lebesumei. Till he has no clue.
Why till he has no clue?
Because that's what it says.
No, what's the point?
Again, you have to.
You're getting drunk.
You're supposed to drink so much that you don't know the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman, which means the greatest evil and the greatest good to you is kind of dancing in front of you, all kind of as equals.
I just said blessed is Haman and cursed is Mordecai.
Huh? You got it right. You're still not drunk enough.
Blessed is Haman, cursed is
Till he has no clue. You got to drink until you have no clue tomorrow. That's it.
I'm not sure why it needs to be so
Good question.
utterly smashed.
Good question.
It's going to be an epic
We're going to smash the Shabbos meal. We're going to be smashed.
Kabbalah shops is going to be so much fun. Kabbalah shops is one of the greatest Kabbalah shops ever exist.
By the way, I want to tell you.
When you're drunk.
Yeah. You could get off a little bit. You could take like an hour break, maybe take a sleep, you get a little bit of energy back, and come back and drink some more. Can I know that? That's it. What else do you want to know about Purim? By the way, no one even bothered messaging us today. Any questions about Purim?
As a hobby.
Chayav inish libisumei.
Well, I think that the reason why you have to get smashed absolutely is because
Why?
on Purim specifically is when our most inner part came up, of when we decided but the first time, like obviously it's from Matan Torah, this was the first time we actually got prosecuted against. And we needed our most innermost part of us to come out to be able, to be able to say, hey, this is what it is. So on Purim, we have to re-tap back into that.
100%. We're tapping into that core depth of our soul. Also, what you're saying is true as well. On Purim is a time where we embraced God and our Jewish mission, even if it meant the complete destruction of everything we know, including the entire Jewish nation.
Rabbi, halakhically, you have to at least, at a minimum, wear a mask of some kind, no?
You don't have to really wear a mask. It's a tradition to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask, no.
Even Moshe Rabbeinu was wearing a mask on Purim.
How do you know?
Because it says it was after Moshe speaking with Hashem, and he had the shikha was on his face. He had to put a mask on to prevent people from freaking out.
Yeah.
Because at Purim time.
How do you know?
Because that's when the portion.
I
guess it doesn't mean. I don't know.
No, it doesn't make sense. No, it's not, because it's when he came down from the mountain. He came down to the mountain with Yom Kippur. Yeah, after Yom Kippur. Well, that's Kippurim.
The first time he came down.
Maybe it was that. Maybe the last time he came down was on Yom Kippur. And the interesting thing is Yom Kippur. They say there's a connection between Kippurim.
Oh yeah.
So on Yom Kippur, it was like Purim because he put on a mask. Nice.
I have a question
This
though.
guy figuring it out here.
Right, it says that, like what we said before, that on Purim was when they were able to actually accept the Torah for real, because they were actually being challenged, right? And so the Yechidah came out, and once the Yechidah came out, they decided that, hey, this is when, right? This is when we're going to decide to pick Hashem. My question is that when the Yechidah comes out, there's not really a free choice.
What are you talking about? That shows that your ultimate choices are all based. Yechidah is intertwined with everything in your body.
Right.
And or the Yechidah actually brings out the true deep connection to everything, that your feelings, your thoughts, your will, everything is connected to Hashem.
Right.
That's the difference between Chai and Yechidah. Chai is an imposing force. Yechidah is the depth of who you are. Yeah. Any other questions?
What's today's custom?
Today's custom to what?
For Purim. What do you have to do for that?
You got to pour on Purim.
Gifts by gifts?
Yeah. By the way, Purim comes from the word pour. What does pour mean? Pour, drink. Huh? Anyways, so what do we do on Purim? Let's just explain. I'm sure most of the people in the class know, but we have the mitzvahs of Purim. Number one is we have to read the Ganza Megillah. We have to read the entire Megillah from beginning to end, which is the longest scriptural reading in the entire Jewish nation's ritual basket, if you want to call it that. We have a lot of rituals, and we have a lot of times that we read the Torah, scripture, but there is no longer reading than the Megillah. The Megillah should take a person that's reading it at a normal pace about a half an hour straight.
At least it's one go and make aliyahs.
Yeah, if we made aliyahs, forget about it. But yeah, if it's one go, it's probably a half an hour. Sometimes even more if you have a slower guy reading it, right? It's all in mostly in ancient Hebrew, although some of the words are actually in Persian, in ancient Persian. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the word Purim is in Farsi, original Farsi. I'm not sure if they still use it today. Huh? Till today? You have no idea. So you're not Farsi. Any Farsi out there? Anybody know Persian? You want to figure out if Pur is still a used word in Persian, but Pur would mean like a lottery. Anyway, so the word Purim is in Farsi in Persian. What else do? We have to give at least two people that are poor. We have to give at least two poor people some type of money or some present, really. Today we're going to do machsa shekel, which is the half a shekel. The half a shekel is not necessarily done today, although the minhag is to do it today, but you should do it before Nisan. The minhag is to do it today by mincha. You have to give 3 times, 3 half shekels, because that was the tradition in the time of the desert.
Do you have real ones or no?
Because that's in the desert, they had to give 3.
But do you have real ones?
I don't know if there's real ones available. You will find out
They're
today.
very expensive, but the old ones, the ones they used to have in the middle. In the old half shekel, like
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 2
You-
boxes of shekels in my room. I don't know if
You actually have the real, like a silver one?
half a shekel.
Huh?
That's a shekel.
Like a half shekel? Yeah. You could do it at 2. You're supposed to give a half of the currency of the place, which here is a shekel, so you'd have to give half a shekel, which is the way they did it in biblical times. Although, if you know, I actually once made a calculation of the value of a half a shekel in the time of the biblical times. It was about $50 to $100. Yeah, that's how much it wasn't cheap. It was like it wasn't a tax. It was more like your membership. You know, your membership fee for the Jewish nation. We had a Jewish membership fee. Yeah. Yeah. Huh?
Did the secular people give it?
Where? In the time of the Beis Hamikdash? Who says there were secular people in the time of the Beis Hamikdash? No, it's a new invention. There were a few atheists back then. Most of them probably left the community, etc. Yeah. So again, we read the Megillah today. We give it half a shekel. We do. We have to give 2 separate poor people. Again, here's where it gets complicated. You have to give 2 people a gift, 2 poor people a gift, and then you have to give one not necessarily poor person 2 gifts. Yeah, 2 separate things. We give 1 gift to 2 separate poor people, and then we give 2 gifts to 1 person. Although you are definitely welcome to give multiple shalach monos, as we call it. Really, it's mishloyach monos. They call it shalach monos. Ashkenazim. Yeah? Good. What else? What else do we do? Oh, we're supposed to have the meal where we get drunk. We spoke about that already. Good. That's that. Anything else? Anything? I think that's enough for the shear / I don't know if this was a shear.
Why is it because Esther not?
What?
Why is it specifically?
Good question.
And all that?
Megillus, he's saying, why is it called Megillus Esther, the book of Esther, and not the book of Mordechai? Mordechai seems to be the star of the show because he's the one that made everything happen. Good question. Good question. Technically, it was really the power of Esther that led to everything.
Technically, it was only Esther the fast.
Huh?
That's kind of Esther, not Megillah.
Yeah, that's Tinus Esther. Yeah. Yeah.
All over the Chumash, Hashem listens to Jewish women, in some cases more than the Jewish men, including the Avos.
There were times where women had more power from God's eyes than men.
Esther was the one who asked that we write it down.
That we what?
That we write it down.
Could be. That actually could be. It could be that it was Esther's idea to actually write it down write down the whole story.
Esther, they were also Esther was the one.
It's the only book.
It's a good question. Who is the main character of the book of Esther? Is it Esther or is it Mordechai?
I think it's.
Huh? You think it's Achashverosh? He's the main character? I don't buy that.
What do you mean? He's the main character. It's for sure they're more than Esther.
Huh?
For sure they're more than Mordechai and Esther.
Yeah, but he's not a main character. He's the villain or part of the villain. You know, the villain really is Mordechai, but you have Mordechai. Sorry, not Mordechai. You see, I'm already drunk. The villain really is Haman. However, Achashverosh is like the villain's sidekick that gets convinced to go away from him. Right?
Actually, very interesting. I actually finished Perikimel now in that, and the whole entire story. Haman didn't even tell Achashverosh he was going to kill the Jews.
Huh?
Haman didn't even tell Achashverosh that he wanted to kill the Jews.
Well, no, it's part of why he was mad after the fact.
Yeah.
So Alexander Gregory Miller says that yesterday I said he wasn't Jewish. I never said he wasn't Jewish. How do I know? I don't know the guy. How could I say if he's Jewish or not? He says, you said I'm not a Jew. I never said you're not a Jew. I don't know you from Adam.
He probably doesn't know if you're Jewish.
Huh?
I think you said the name doesn't sound very Jewish.
I said that?
No, what you said was we don't know if he's Jewish.
I said we don't know if he's Jewish. That's what we said. I don't know. It could be he is Jewish. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. How do I know? I never met the guy. I don't think I met the guy. Maybe I did. He's somehow on my Facebook, but that doesn't mean I didn't meet most of the people that are. Facebook friends is like, by the way, Facebook is going out of style big time.
Yeah.
Right. Like anybody like under like 25, forget about it. Even more so. You have Facebook?
I'm not getting to my account.
Oh, you have an account that you haven't been on in a while, right? This is what somebody. You have Facebook?
Probably not.
No. You ever had Facebook?
I think so. For like,
You're not sure if you had.
yeah.
You're not sure, or you are sure?
I think I had for a short time.
Oh, you did have. Yeah. Who's under 25 here? You have Facebook?
social media.
Huh?
No social
You
media.
you never had? Never even started.
Go.
Look at that face. This is a non-social media face. Wow. Right. All right. By the way, I was on the internet using various forms of social media before my parents really knew what the internet was about. Which means it was a lot. No, they knew that the internet existed, but they didn't
Actually, know what it was.
AOL, AIM, the chat rooms. The chat rooms was the earliest form. The chat rooms was the earliest form of social media where whatever one I found, whatever I was, parents didn't know. Anyways,
Oh, Chabad.org was apparently one of the first websites that we put up on the internet.
what's that? Yeah, it was one of the earliest ones. Yeah,
One of the first websites.
wasn't it? I think it was on the first 500 websites.
I heard like first 5.
Huh?
I heard like the first 5.
No. Anyways, he says he wears a yarmulke. If he wears a yarmulke, maybe he's Jewish. I don't know.
Or is the Pope?
Huh?
It could be the Pope.
It could be the Pope. The Pope wears a yarmulke.
Yamika. Yamika.
I don't know.
The name of a girl.
Huh?
Yamika.
Wait, this dude's Jewish. All
Hey,
right.
this dude's Jewish. The dude's Jewish. He says I said he's not Jewish. I don't know if he's Jewish or not. Huh? We're gonna take a Jew test.
Send the picture of your breast too.
Huh? Yamik. You think he's Jewish enough or no?
Rabbi.
We have somebody who doesn't think he's Jewish. Just the way he's spelled.
Notarized evidence of birth.
Yamik.
Rabbi Thompson is breast meat.
Huh?
Picture of his breast. too.
That's it. We want to.
The chop. The picture of the chop.
Huh?
Stamped by notary and sent over here.
He's angry at you. Yochanan Baruch. He made this very angry face. Very angry that you think he's not Jewish. Based on his spelling of Yamika.
Yamika.
Anyways, yeah. One day this guy's gonna arrive in our yeshiva. You guys are good.
Yamika. We'll just point out.
You're like, all right, wait a minute. You want to prove you're Jewish? Tell us about the last bill you paid and why it was too much money.
Oh, there you go. All right, we have a Jew test for you. You have to tell us what was the last bill you paid and why they overcharged you.
I pooped by the tree, so the demon made me eat the tree.
He said he became illiterate because he pooped by the tree.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's not good.
he came under demonic attack.
Pooped by the tree.
Ankle and the oil in the koitel.
Yeah, what could you do?
Is that
Koitel, not the
Huh?
koitel.
He pooped by the palm tree. You weren't here yesterday. We were speaking about they pooped by the palm tree. The demons come after you.
If you poop in
Yeah.
between
Yeah, but honestly, why is Purim a feminine like energy holiday?
What?
Purim.
Purim is a feminine holiday?
Hannah Esther, Megillah Esther.
Huh?
Hannah Esther, Megillah Esther.
Good question.
feminist?
small.
By the way, Tzfat is a very feminist city. You know, Tzfat, according to many opinions, is where one of the female prophetesses that led the Jewish people was from Tzfat. Devoida. Devoida, I think she was the only one that was literally like even a military leader. She was like, I think she's the only one mentioned in Tanakh.
That's fire. Esther's
She was a
very
military leader. She was the leader. Like Esther was the queen, which she was a queen to a king. Whereas Devorah was a prophetess, and she actually led an army. Like she was the leader of the Jewish
Is she
people.
married or no?
I don't know if she was married. I'm not sure.
Devorah.
But it said yeah. Anyways, what?
I named my first daughter.
Anything else? Do we have anything else to share? If anybody else wants to ask a question about Purim, and then we're gonna go. Yeah.
It's pretty annoying to not know the words.
Which songs? I told you the word. I told you the meaning of one of them. Yeah. Which other song?
Amalek Tistalek.
Amalek Tistalek means Amalek should leave or disappear.
And then there are some other words. I used to do it, I have no idea.
Which one? Which one?
I don't know the words.
Hey, Mob, Asher, Asher,
Yeah.
Yishlitu,
What's that?
Yishlitu. Rule that the Jews controlled over their enemies, or that's really what it means. Asher Yishlitu HaYehudim, that the Jews ruled over them over their enemies. The Jews, they ruled over their enemies. Jews rule. Huh? You know they say Jews ruled the world. You know that?
Yeah.
Right. We had so much power that we were able to prevent Hitler from killing 6 million of us. Right. So much power. You know he never did that, right? That's what they say also, right? Because the Jews were smart enough to somehow convince everybody that it happened and it didn't. Because we're smart.
Oh,
Shmuel is like looking at he's looking, he thinks I'm serious for a second. He's like, what? Yeah, Jews. Hema, them, bisoineam, in their enemies. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's all for that song in terms of
Yeah.
the words. Those words.
V'nahapach is that it flipped over. It flipped over. Like the whole situation flipped. We flipped the situation. It started out looking bad and it turned out being good. That's gone flipping the situation. See, like, can you do that? Start like this and then go.
Try.
Yeah, I've heard.
Huh? That was funny. No, I didn't.
And then is that the final word in that song?
Huh? V'nahapachu is it flipped up. It flipped over.
And is that the final word in the song?
V'nahapachu. Asher Yisutu HaYehudim Ema B'Sinayim.
That's it for the song.
Yeah.
Pyramid. All right.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
What are your thoughts on Black Hebrew Israelites? Oh my God.
Why? Is that a scary question?
What is that?
The Black Hebrew Israelite movement is actually, it is a scam. It is a scam. If you want to know the history of it is that a few blacks decided that somehow, for some reason, right, Jews of Israel were originally black, and therefore all blacks are Israelites, which is a backwards thing. Because I once asked them, I said, listen, even if, let's just say hypothetically, the Jews in ancient Israel were black, let's just say they were darker probably. They were darker, maybe a little bit like the Yemenite Jews, right? But the fact is that there's also, in Jewish history, there's clear writing about a whole society that lives in Africa. So just because you might suggest that the original Jews were black doesn't mean that all blacks are Jews, because they could be from the other tribes of Africa, not necessarily from the Jews. They think that all blacks are Jews.
Oh.
Right? If you're black, you're Jewish. If you're not black, you're not Jewish. That's what they say.
Video.
So they say we're the fake Jews. But when did they make that up? About this is a very new movement. Not even 100 years
They had
old.
this YouTube video
Right?
years ago.
But it put it this way: if you look into it, it's a scam. It's somebody made up a story and wanted. it's one of the many people that tried to steal the Jewish narrative and call themselves that. By the way, all the major religions, Catholicism, they basically claim that they replaced the Jewish nation. Everybody claim. There's so many nations that claim that they replaced. It's like this thing, like they feel that if they can replace the Jewish nation, they can actually gain something.
Obviously.
Because there's so much to gain by being Jewish, right? What I say is stop trying to make things up, and just the Jewish people are the Jewish people. No one replaced them. We're still here. We're still living and thriving. And you can say whatever the heck you want, but we're still going to be there. We're still going to thrive, and everybody else could jump in the lake, or either that, or you could drink with us on Purim, and you can find out that the Jewish people rule over their enemies, and that's that. Yeah. We get whipped. We get a whipping every once in a while. The Jewish people, we took some good whippings over the years, but at the end of the day, we're here and they're not. Too bad. You see, you want to disappear the Jewish nation, you're going to disappear. That's it. You want to replace the Jewish nation, you'll be replaced. That's it. So again, The fact is about the black Hebrews. Again, if you look into it, it was made up. It was made up. It was something that was made up very recently. Has no real historic truth to it. There are, by the way, certain blacks that do have some tradition that they are from the original Israelites. First of all, Yemenites, according to some people, might be considered black. They're very dark. They're not quite black, but they're very dark skinned. The Yemenites. As a matter of fact, I had a friend that was a Yemenite. I was walking in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, with him, and the blacks pointed to him and said, "Oh, there's the black Jew." But no, he was a Yemenite, but they called him black because he was very dark. Huh?
I know someone who's a Yemenite too.
Yeah.
They can read the Torah without a.
Yeah, the Yemenites are serious. So not only that, in Ethiopia there's a group of Jews that a lot of them moved to Israel, but there is a group in Ethiopia that they have a tradition that they came from the Jewish nation. That there's some historic evidence to that, even though many rabbis feel it's not necessarily enough historic evidence, but there is historic evidence. There's also a group called the Limba, which are near South Africa, that also claim they have evidence that they're from the nation of Israel. And believe it or not, the Pashtuns in Afghanistan, which many of them are the founding fathers of the Taliban movement, is a group called the Pashtuns. And the Pashtuns also have some historic evidence that they're from the nation of Israel. Right, they claim that they're part of the Israelites. But again, so does the black Hebrews. The black Hebrews are just made up. The other ones have some evidence. I mean, the Lemba, the Ethiopian Jews that they're called, what are they called? The Beta Yisrael. Beta Yisrael, which is basically comes from Beit Israel, Beta Israel, and the Lemba, and the Pashtuns. I don't know if anybody out there is Pashtun, but I've actually had some conversations with some Pashtun people, and they said that their tradition is that they're from the nation of Israel, and it goes back along. Right? No, they're Muslim. They're Muslim. They have certain things. They have what's called Pashtun Wali. Pashtun Wali is like their own rules beyond Islam, and they, according to them, if they ever have a conflict between Pashtun Wali and Islam, they go with Pashtun Wali over Islam. So they have a rule system that, even though they're Islamic, they have a rule system that they believe is higher than Islam. I don't know what they do. Yeah. Good. Mashiach now. That's it. We had enough. You're going to go and enjoy yourself. Everybody, Seder does end today at 1:15, so please learn until 1:15. I know we had a bit of a comedy show here instead of a class, but I hope you learned. There was a lot that we did learn here. No? Did we learn anything? We did learn. We did learn something in this class. It wasn't just a waste of time. By the way, normally we don't allow people from the crowd to ask any questions that are off topic. Today, because it's like kind of a Purim, no, I'm saying usually we only let them speak about the topic we're on, right? But right now, we will allow anybody on the audience to ask any question. And by the way, in the live audience as well, anybody that wants to ask any question, because it's like kind of like a Purim thing, we're going to do a little bit, have a little fun today. No?
I think I got a question.
You have 2 questions. You told me before. By the way, if anybody wants to ask a question, you literally type it into the comments on the video, and it comes up on my computer, and we can answer it. No matter which, I'm on a few different platforms simultaneously, but we have this system that takes all the comments and puts it here on my screen. Yeah.
Rishis had to sort of mitigate your horror wanting to watch a huge amount of YouTube and sort of when you free time just going into it, waste hours on it. It's a year-long struggle for me, like let's say 10 years. I feel there's so much life I've accomplished.
Yes, there's so much in life that YouTube stole from you, and I can't really answer that question because I'm a victim of the same how should I say it, abuser, other known as YouTube, which, by the way, most of the people that are watching, a large group of the people that are watching us now are on YouTube. But YouTube, I think the trick is we got to actually get enough YouTube content that actually is positive education versus content that's just a waste of time. Because very often, for some reason, the YouTubes that I watch, I always end up coming out saying it's a bunch of waste of time. Why do I even spend time here? Ah,
Can I go to the recital?
no, 1:15, you do whatever you want. Till 1:15, you should learn.
Because I want to do what's called.
Or you could ask a question. You had another question? No? You had another question?
I have many questions.
Huh?
I have many questions.
How many?
Might be able to later.
You have any questions? Good. No questions? Anybody questions online? Hello? Lou, what are you waiting for? Type it in. No. It's your last chance. We don't usually do this in our video sessions. We usually go on to only on the topic that we're on. Today, because we're about to celebrate Purim, tomorrow's Purim, a happy holiday. And yes, you could ask anything. Right now, you could ask anything because it's due to the holiday of Purim. We give you a little bit of extra fun. You could ask whatever you want. As crazy as the question may be, you could ask, right? Yeah? What's your question? Shalom Yosef. Yeah? You forgot the question. We have somebody asked, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck... No, hold on. How much wood could a woodchuck if a woodchuck was a bad B-I-T-C-H with a big butt? That's a good question. No, he said it doesn't have to be relevant right now. You can ask any
How
question.
much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck had a dump truck? That's what he said.
Huh?
Probably like at least 5.
Five?
I would say.
Well, I mean, like a maximum of like maybe 70.
I would say
72.
that, no, I would
72?
say that woodchuck would be able to chuck more wood than a regular woodchuck because they'd be able to derive more power.
What's if
from
we
their
just
muscles
we just
to
chuck the
chuck.
woodchuck? We chuck the woodchuck.
We
Bill.
chucked the woodchuck.
We chuck the woodchuck.
We chucked the woodchuck.
Chuck the woodchuck.
Chuck the chuck.
Aroyske Geige.
Lubavitch.
Yeah, sei gesund. Bye bye.